Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacciana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we have a Champ petrol lighter made in Austria, Trimlite model, with a very fancy looking synthetic wrap of some kind, alligator, some kind of reptile, I'm not sure. It is a very good looking lighter in decent enough condition. The wrap itself, after having the dust wiped off of it, looks good enough and clean enough. As good as it looks, it appears as though the pull of this leather, or not the leather, the plastic faux leather wrap has had an effect on the lid, and it drags the file wheel. So give it a little squeeze as I pull that up to keep from damaging that any further. I don't know how much damage it has taken or how much you can tell, but a lot of times, usually when a lighter will not close properly, when there's some kind of interference between the lid and the mechanism, whatever that part of the mechanism be, whether it be the file wheel, windshield, whatever, windscreen, I should have said. Normally it's going to be your flint screw not down in there far enough, not screwed down far enough, that's keeping you from getting the insert to go down far enough to clear the lid. It's not the case here though, and there's nothing there that I can tell. I've cleaned it as best I can. It seems to be seated properly and completely, but that lid still drags. So I believe it is probably the tension that has been provided by this faux leather wrap over these, I don't know, it's older than I am, I'm sure of that, probably the 50s or 60s. So then, as you can see, if I don't squeeze it really just right, it drags. Or maybe it just drags. There we go, that's a little better. Anyway, get past the lid and the dragging across the file wheel. This was the Trimlite, so I'm certain this was probably to compete with the Zippo Slim. Champ Austria, their inserts, at least all of them that I've dealt with, they're always nifty in that the windscreen flips up and out of the way to give you access to the wick. Usually sturdy enough that you can use them flipped up and then pull easy enough on the file wheel to get it out. Has the metal base to keep all your wadding contained and perhaps give you a little bit better fuel economy. I don't know. It's all kind of magic in a crapshoot when it comes to fuel economy in a petrol lighter. No real markings here on the side. Appears to be chrome plated. This windscreen design on this one is a little bit different from others that I've seen. I wasn't alive in the 50s, but that looks like something that could have come from the 50s. 50s or 60s, somewhere in there. So maybe that's the key. Pinch when I open it and push forward on the back of the lid or hinge here when I close it. But it does drag, and I don't know what else to do about that. I've seen Zippo collectors talk about if they've got a Zippo hinge that's not quite right, do they push on it? And the general consensus was maybe they pushed, maybe there was a lot of equivocating on words and what's a push and what's a bump, and I don't think anybody was willing to put one in a vise. But anyway, I don't really do anything with the hinges. If the case works properly and closes properly, then for the purposes of what I'm going to do with this lighter, which in general is to sell it, then I'm going to go ahead and list it and just note that it drags when you close it. Still a very nice lighter. If somebody wanted to use it, then you could go ahead and I don't know, you're going to take some damage then, so you might as well just go ahead and file it away a little bit. It wouldn't take much. But if somebody is not going to use it, just wants to put it on the shelf, then that would certainly be acceptable as well. But if they're going to buy it from me, then it at least is going to be in working condition on that shelf. Even if the lid is a little clumsy. Plating is in pretty good condition. Some scratches and scuffs. Maybe a ding or two. It's kind of hard to tell on lids sometimes. If you like videos about old petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconista, and other useful mechanisms, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video that you are watching. Tell your friends about the channel. Hit the share button. Send that link off in a text, email, post it on social media, however it is that you communicate with folks nowadays, and let them get a look at it for themselves. Leave any comments or questions below the video. We would also appreciate it if you would follow and like us across all the social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and of course eBay. That's going to be Dependable Flame or dependableflame.com. Until next time.